Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Harold Whitman. Everyone tells you to get more calcium after 60. But what if I told you that more calcium actually equals weaker bones if you're missing one key vitamin? This might sound counterintuitive, but stick with me as I reveal the shocking truth about calcium that could be putting your heart at risk while leaving your bones brittle and vulnerable. For decades, we've been told the same story. Drink more milk, take calcium supplements, eat more dairy. The conventional wisdom suggests that calcium is the magic bullet for strong bones, especially as we age. But here's what the medical establishment doesn't want you to know. Taking calcium without its essential partner nutrients is like trying to build a house with only bricks and no mortar. The result is a disaster waiting to happen. Let me paint you a picture of what's really happening inside your body when you consume calcium without proper cofactors. When calcium enters your bloodstream without adequate vitamin K2, it becomes like a lost traveler without a map. Instead of finding its way to your bones where it belongs, this calcium begins to wander aimlessly through your cardiovascular system. It starts depositing in your arteries, creating dangerous calcification that can lead to heart disease, stroke, and other serious cardiovascular complications. This phenomenon is called the calcium paradox, and it's one of the most misunderstood aspects of nutrition today. You might be religiously taking your calcium supplements, drinking your milk, and eating your cheese, thinking you're doing everything right for your bones. Meanwhile, you could actually be accelerating the aging of your cardiovascular system while your bones continue to weaken. The truth is that calcium is not a solo act. It's part of a sophisticated biological orchestra that requires multiple nutrients working in perfect harmony. When one key player is missing, the entire system falls apart. This is why so many people over 60 continue to experience bone fractures despite consuming adequate amounts of calcium. Let's dive deeper into the science behind this calcium paradox. Vitamin K2, also known as menaquinone, acts as a traffic director for calcium in your body. It activates two crucial proteins, osteocalcin and matrix GLA protein. Osteocalcin is responsible for binding calcium to your bone matrix, essentially acting as the glue that holds calcium in place within your bones. Matrix GLA protein, on the other hand, prevents calcium from depositing in soft tissues like your arteries and heart valves. Without sufficient vitamin K2, these proteins remain inactive. It's like having a sophisticated security system that's not turned on. The calcium circulating in your bloodstream has no proper guidance system to direct it to the right places. This leads to what researchers call soft tissue calcification, where calcium accumulates in places it shouldn't be, while simultaneously being deficient in places where it's desperately needed. The modern Western diet has created a perfect storm for this calcium paradox. We consume plenty of calcium through dairy products and supplements, but we're severely deficient in vitamin K2. This deficiency stems from several factors. First, the traditional foods that were rich in vitamin K2, such as organ meats and fermented dairy products, have largely disappeared from our daily meals. Second, our modern agricultural practices have reduced the vitamin K2 content in animal products. Grass-fed animals produce significantly more vitamin K2 than grain-fed animals, yet most of our dairy and meat comes from grain-fed sources. Additionally, many people over 60 are taking medications that further complicate this picture. Blood thinners like warfarin work by blocking vitamin K activity, which can exacerbate the calcium paradox. Antacids, commonly used for digestive issues, can interfere with calcium absorption and disrupt the delicate balance of nutrients needed for bone health. Even some cholesterol-lowering medications can interfere with vitamin K2 synthesis in the body. The symptoms of this calcium mismanagement often develop slowly and can be mistaken for normal aging. You might notice increased joint stiffness, not realizing that calcium deposits in your joints are contributing to this discomfort. You might experience more frequent muscle cramps, which can be a sign of imbalanced calcium metabolism. Some people develop kidney stones, another consequence of calcium circulating improperly through the body. Meanwhile, your bones continue to lose density despite your calcium intake. You might notice that you're losing height as your vertebrae compress. You might find that minor falls result in fractures that would have been inconsequential in your younger years. These are all signs that your calcium is not reaching its intended destination. The solution lies in understanding that bone health requires a comprehensive approach, not a single nutrient strategy. Think of bone health as a three-legged stool. Remove any one leg and the entire structure becomes unstable. The three essential components are calcium, vitamin D3, and vitamin K2. Vitamin D3 plays a crucial role by increasing calcium absorption in your intestines. Without adequate vitamin D3, you could consume all the calcium in the world, but your body won't be able to absorb and utilize it effectively. However, vitamin D3 alone can actually worsen the calcium paradox by increasing calcium absorption without providing the guidance system that vitamin K2 offers. This is why many people who take calcium and vitamin D3 supplements still experience bone problems. They're missing the third crucial component of the equation. It's like having a powerful engine and plenty of fuel, but no steering wheel. The energy is there, but it can't be directed effectively. The optimal approach involves obtaining these nutrients from both food sources and targeted supplementation when necessary. For calcium, focus on easily absorbed sources like leafy green vegetables, sardines with bones, sesame seeds, and tahini. These sources provide calcium along with other bone-supporting nutrients like magnesium and vitamin K1. Vitamin D3 can be obtained through sensible sun exposure, but for most people over 60, especially those living in northern climates, supplementation becomes necessary during certain times of the year. The key is finding the right dosage that maintains optimal blood levels without causing toxicity. Vitamin K2 is perhaps the most challenging nutrient to obtain from modern diets. The richest source is a fermented soybean product called natto, which is popular in Japan but not widely consumed in Western countries. Grass-fed butter and certain aged cheeses contain smaller amounts. For most people, a high-quality vitamin K2 supplement becomes essential to achieve optimal levels. The timing and dosing of these nutrients also matters. Fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 are best absorbed when taken with meals containing healthy fats. Calcium should be taken in divided doses throughout the day rather than all at once, as your body can only absorb a limited amount at any given time. It's also important to avoid common mistakes that can interfere with this delicate balance. Taking calcium supplements with iron can reduce the absorption of both minerals. Consuming excessive amounts of caffeine can increase calcium excretion through urine. High sodium intake can also lead to increased calcium loss. Beyond supplementation, lifestyle factors play a crucial role in bone health. Weight-bearing exercise stimulates bone formation and helps direct calcium to the skeletal system. Activities like walking, dancing, weight training, and even gardening can provide the mechanical stress that bones need to stay strong. Sleep quality affects bone health through hormone regulation. Growth hormone, which is essential for bone repair and regeneration, is primarily released during deep sleep. Poor sleep patterns can disrupt this process and contribute to bone loss. Stress management is another often overlooked factor. Chronic stress leads to elevated cortisol levels, which can interfere with bone formation and increase bone breakdown. Practices like meditation, yoga, or even regular relaxation can support bone health by managing stress hormones. The good news is that it's never too late to start supporting your bones properly. Even if you've been taking calcium supplements for years without the proper cofactors, you can begin to correct this imbalance today. Your body has remarkable healing abilities when given the right tools and conditions. Start by evaluating your current supplement regimen. If you're taking calcium without vitamin K2, you're potentially doing more harm than good. Consider working with a healthcare provider who understands functional nutrition to develop a comprehensive bone health strategy. Monitor your progress through appropriate testing. Bone density scans can track improvements over time, but they don't tell the whole story. Advanced testing can measure your vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 levels to ensure you're achieving optimal ranges. Remember that bone health is a long-term investment. The changes you make today may not be immediately visible, but they're building a foundation for stronger, healthier bones in the years to come. Think of it as a savings account for your skeletal system. Every day you follow these principles, you're making deposits that will pay dividends in the future. The calcium paradox is real, but it's also completely preventable when you understand the science behind bone health. Don't fall for the oversimplified calcium hype that dominates mainstream health advice. Your bones need a team of nutrients working together, not a solo performance by calcium alone. By addressing this fundamental misunderstanding about calcium metabolism, you're not just protecting your bones, you're also protecting your cardiovascular system, your kidneys, and your overall health span. This is truly a case where knowledge is power, and the power to maintain strong bones well into your golden years is now in your hands. If you found this information valuable and want to learn more about evidence-based health strategies that can transform your well-being, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with the latest insights that could change your life. Your future self will thank you for taking action today.